action later on in our main game. For our first match, we feature new faces in new teams. Louis Vigil will be suiting up for the Bacolod City of Smiles dito sa ating unang laro. His first stint here in the MPBL, and he will be facing Jeff Comia, who is in a new jersey for today, as well as Alan Mina and Josh Fontanilla, former players here in the MPBL who played for different teams. Josh Fontanilla was a former Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard, where Alan Mina played for Pasig in the MPBL Invitational. At 6 o'clock p.m., we're going to have the San Juan Knights going up against Muntinlupa right after our first game between Bacolod and Pangasinan. And in our main game, Binyanta Takjel will be facing the Bulacan Cuyas at 8 o'clock p.m. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Juanito Gregorio. Juanito, we have new players playing with new teams today, especially in our first game. I'd like to focus on Bacolod, who is in the second longest losing streak right now in the league. How do you think Louis Vigil will be impacting this team?
Well, one thing that this team needs is really scoring, and that is one thing that Louis Vigil can really add up para dito sa Bacolod. He's gonna be a very good addition for this Bacolod City of Smiles team.
Let's see how this new signing for Bacolod pans out. Tingnan muna natin ang ating team standings. But before that, let's introduce a third member of our broadcast panel, Miss Sydney Crespo. Sid, I believe you have spoken to the new signings of the Pangasinan Heatwaves.
Hello, Javi and Juanito. Happy Monday sa inyo. No, that's right. As we start a new week here in the MPBL, meron tayong mga bagong muka na makikita sa ating dalawang kupunan ngayong araw. And para sa ating mga kaliga, in case you missed it, we actually have a player transfer acquire window from June 12 to 30. Para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves, they have acquired Jeff Comia, Joshua Fontanilla, and Alan Mina. Now, these guys have been practicing with Pangasinan for only about 4 days to 2 weeks. And as per Coach Gerson, he liked these scrappy players who are reliable on the defensive end. That while Bacolod has Louis Vigil, who is expected to help reach the higher level for Bacolod with his experience and leadership. What do you think about this, guys?
You know, that's definitely going to be very interesting considering this is Louis Vigil's first stint here in the MPBL. At itong mga bagong signings ng Pangasinan, di na to bago kay Coach Gerson Cabirtes. Gaya ng sabi niya, these are players that he likes because of their scrappiness on the defensive end of the floor. Ngayon, punta na talaga tayo sa ating team standings, beginning with the Northern Division, where Nueva Ecija continues to stay atop.
Well, Pangasinan right now is at number 11. This is a team that has the ability to really enter our playoff picture, but so far they are still struggling at number 11. But with the new signings that they have here towards the end of the season, I'm sure that they can have a chance to slowly inch away from that playoff picture.
And definitely the need for more wins is high right now para sa koponan ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes, kasi nga if we start the playoffs today, di pa sila abot. They are 3 spots away from that. Dito naman sa ating Southern Division, we need to break this down for us.
Well, you know, Bacolod, you still see here that Bacolod is still struggling. 10 straight losses, as you said, the second longest losing streak in the league. But with the new additions, I'm sure that they want to battle it out here in the Southern Division. But Quezon still with no losses towards the middle part of the season. Batangas, Zamboanga, South Cotabato still protecting, and Davao, Parañaque, Binyanin, Iloilo now entering that playoff picture.
Bacolod had the golden chance to enter losing streak in a game against the Bicolandia Oragons in the last game, with Bicol also struggling here to get their first victory. Unfortunately for Bacolod, naging unang biktima sila ng Bicolandia Oragons in that last game, which was very tight. And Bacolod was actually ahead of that game for the most part until the very last quarter, where they were outscored 17-10, and they actually still had a chance to win that, with Eli Casinillo having an attempt at a floater with 5.7 seconds left. Unfortunately, that did not go in, and the attempt for an offensive rebound also did not pan out para sa Bacolod.
Well, the Bacolod in that game started strong. They were in control in most parts of the ball game, but as you said, in the late game, Bicolandia just turned up the jets and took advantage, where you see the numbers +8 in terms of offensive rebounds is one of the main reasons kung bakit lumamang ang Bicolandia in the end game. The efficiency going the side of Bacolod, but everything else going the side of Bicolandia.
Well, maybe also the presence of a true center for Bacolod has been a problem for them this season, and of course the scoring, as you mentioned. Let's see how Louis Vigil will fit into the thick of things in that department para sa koponan ni Coach Alex Cabugnot, who is returning in this game in quite a while. Actually, it was Coach Chris Gavina calling the shots for them in that game against the Oragons. Kaya natawid naman tayo sa game ng Pangasinan Heatwaves, where they were able to vent their ire against the Mindoro Tamaraws after a heartbreaking loss to the Rizal Golden Coolers. Maganda ang naging simula nila dito, with Ralph Robin leading the way, 11 points in the first quarter. He ended up with 21 and helped Pangasinan to this 81-62 victory.
In that last game, you really see the depth of the talent para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. Yung Ralph Robin really stepping up big time, and as well as Hesed Gabo helping out in that division. But it was really the efficiency of Pangasinan, 53% in their field goals. And what you see here, the numbers are classic Coach Gerson Cabiltes numbers in his offense. 11 3-pointers made. Took care of the ball, only 8 turnovers and scoring 24 off the 15 of Mindoro. And the run and gun game, 15 points off the fast break para sa koponan ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes. A comfortable win for Pangasinan in their last game.
As long as they keep on running the floor and making their outside shots and playing excellent defense, that's the brand of basketball that Coach Gerson wants for his Pangasinan Heatwaves. Let's see if they can get a second straight win this afternoon against a struggling Bacolod City of Smiles. Let's now turn you over to Miguel Perez.
Magandang hapon mga kaliga, and welcome to the Alonte Sports Arena for our MPBL Monday triple header. It's Bacolod versus Pangasinan for our first game. Live with the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. This is the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Let's meet our starters, beginning with Bacolod City of Smiles. Starting at center, number 32, J.M. Manalang. Forward number 17, Danny Marilao. One guard number 9, L.A. Casinillo. Also at guard number 26, Tricky Peromingan. And the other forward number 24, Louis Vigil. The head coach for Bacolod City of Smiles is Alex Cabagnot. Assistant coaches Bong Sangalang, Juven Formasil, and Roch Tolentino. Team consultant is Chris Gavina. Team manager Luigi Herrera. Team representative is Paul San Jose. Now the starting five for Pangasinan Heatwaves. Power forward number 5, Vince Tolentino. Guard number 6, Ian Melencio. Also at guard number 10, Ralph Robin. The other forward number 8, Ed Dakiwag. And starting at center number 28, the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak. The head coach for the Heatwaves is Gerson Cabiltes. Assistant coaches Noy Catalan, Ariel Sison, Florian Pineda, Harold Nang, Jun Marzan, Joseph Guion, Jun Medina, Sani De Jesus, and Dan Xavier. Coaching consultant is Steve Chu. Team manager is FJD Lim. Co-team owner is Alaminos.
Starting five of this game presented by Buenas, L.A. Casinillo and Tricky Peromingan, joining J.M. Manalang and Danny Marilao, plus their new signing Louis Vigil para dito sa Bacolod. Para naman sa Pangasinan Heatwaves, it's Ian Melencio, Ralph Robin, the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak, Ed Dakiwag, and Vince Tolentino for Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Welcome to the first game of your Monday triple header here at the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Abby Palanya joined by Coach Juanito Gregorio and Miss Sydney Crespo. Opening tip goes to Bacolod. We also focused on Louis Vigil at the top of our coverage, Juanito, but how big also is the addition of Chris Gavina to this coaching staff of Coach Alex Cabagnot?
Well, you know, actually for me, Javi, today, the biggest matchup is Coach Chris Gavina versus Coach Gerson Cabiltes, two very respected coaches who really puts a premium on grit and grind and the toughness in their basketball. So really going to be very interesting for both teams.
Of course, Coach Chris Gavina has had a lot of experience already here in the MPBL, had stops with the Bacoor City Strikers, amongst others. Dakiwag with the basketball, going up against Bacolod's newest player, Louis Vigil. Two former UST Growling Tigers. And Dakiwag getting the better of that matchup, getting the basket plus the foul.
Talagang magkakilala itong dalawang to. Was together for a few years playing for UST. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. But oh, the ball will go to Bacolod. I thought there was a foul there. Yeah,
I thought there was a foul too. Okay, so Bacolod getting possession here. That's a dangerous pass by Peromingan. Melencio able to get the steal. Dakiwag, can he go for back-to-back hits? That's a little bit too strong. Peromingan the rebound. Casinillo forward to Marilao. That's a great feed. And the basket para kay Danny Marilao.
Strength and specialty para dito kay Danny Marilao. This guy can really run the floor. So when he sees that lane, almost an automatic 2 for Danny Marilao.
Ralph Robin, who had a game-high 21 points against the Mindoro Tamarao, starting anew for Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Robin, one dribble, pull-up is short.
I'm interested to see how Coach Gerson Cabiltes will be rotating this very deep guard lineup. Now with the signing of Jeff Comia, also the addition of Allen Mina, this is going to be one of the deepest guard rotations there are in the MPBL. So let's see how Coach Gerson will be able to balance out his talents.
Pangasinan getting the ball inside to Mike Mabulak, who draws a foul. But to add to what you were saying, Juanito, dyan nga talaga sila nagkukulang nung umpisa ng season. No? That's why it forced Coach Gerson to rely heavily on Hesid Gabo and Ian Melencio. In fact, I was talking to Hesid Gabo midway through the season, and I said, I haven't seen you score like this since we were in high school.
No, usually a fast-first guy, or more of a natural point guard. But to start the season, you're right, he was really forced to do a lot of the scoring para dito sa Pangasinan, which is not his natural game. But now adding scorers like Comia, Ralph Robin, also Pontanilla will be very crucial para dito sa Pangasinan.
Another steal here for the Heatwaves. Dakiwag, Casinillo giving chase. He finishes on the break. 5-2 here in the early goings. 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Eli Casinillo, second leading scorer next to Danny Marilao here for the Bacolod City of Smiles. Louis Vigil, may tanga ng bola, has yet to score here. Overshoots the 3. Heatwaves on the run again. Dakiwag against a familiar foe who was his former teammate at UST. Robin, given the left side. Robin, a little bit of hesitation, floats it up, no good. Mabulak there for the offensive rebound and put back.
New team, same old Mike Mabulak, one of the strongest rebounders we have in this league. Good timing, good rebound, good putback para kay Mike.
It's actually kind of a bounce back season para sa kanya after quite a bumpy ride last season with Nueva Ecija, where it was mired by a lot of injuries. He was in and out of the roster. And here he is, another. Just missing right there, but getting his own miss. And the reverse right there, Mike Mabulak getting his way inside the paint for Pangasinan early in the game.
Just too soft on the layup. Medyo nakita niya masyado siyang open. So nalambutan yung layup ng hina. A good thing there was no guy to get that rebound for the White. Offensive rebound for Mike.
Napalambot ata sa mga sinasabi natin. Narinig ata tayo bigla.
Medyo natuwa na agad eh.
Bacolod down by 7 here. Casinillo had to pick up his dribble. Marilao lost it. That's a shot clock violation against Bacolod.
I'm loving the energy by Pangasinan to start the ball game. This is Gerson Cabiltes basketball. You start strong, you press up, and really that physicality you bring in early on really is the one that will provide the way you play the whole game. So a good start for Pangasinan the first 4 minutes of the game.
Robin getting the step on Casinillo, just missing on the layup. Marilao pushing the envelope here for the City of Smiles. Marilao going hard against Vince Tolentino. That's going to be 2 shots coming up para kay Danny Marilao.
He's liking that middle. He's been running through the middle, now attacking through the middle off the dribble. So that is something that Pangasinan has to look on coming forward.
That's one of the qualities that Danny Marilao does possess, the ability to handle the basketball right after getting the defensive rebound on the other side. There you see his averages 11.9 points, good enough to lead Bacolod in scoring this year.
And we've seen him this season, that middle part, he's had 1 poster this season. So talagang kailangan maingat sila sa gitna niya yan para kay Danny Marilao.
Splits at the line, 9-3. Anim makalamangan ng Pangasinan. Melencio coming off the curl. Mabulak doesn't get it to him. They get it to Ed Dakiwag. Dakiwag to the lift of Robin. Shoots, fires and misses. Battle for the loose ball ends up with Peromingan. Marilao is on the right side. Marilao floats it up and in.
And good defense played by Bacolod right there. All the options closed on from the closeout to the inside defense. And that's going to be a good stop to a good fast break bucket for Danny Marilao. All 5 coming from Danny.
Melencio turns the corner. Tries to fake out Paul Manalang. Sorry, that's JM Manalang. gets the block. Here comes Vigil. Decelerates, gets his first 2 points. Welcome to the MPBL, Louis Vigil.
Pangiti na lang si Ed Dakiwag. Alam na niya yung gagawin, pero somehow naloko pa rin siya ng kanyang former teammate. And that's a good move. Slow-mo by Louis Vigil.
Bacolod trying to buck a slow start here. They're down by only 2 now. Mabulak backing down Manalang. Short shot is short as well. Pero Mingan looks ahead. That's too high of a pass para kay Louis Vigil.
Second turnover already for Peromingan to start the ball game. One coming off the inbound now. Coming off that fast break. Seems to be struggling a little bit to start the ball game.
Take a look at this fast break of the game, brought to you by New Star Max. The not-so-fast move of Louis Vigil in transition, getting his first 2 points here in his first ever game dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
You know, one thing I liked about that replay, si Ed Dakiwag natutuwa siyang kalaban
Yun na
niya
nga
si Lou. Nakangiti siya, hindi pa siya nakakascore. Nakangiti na si Ed dun sa fast break na yun.
A new entry in this game para sa Pangasinan, J.R. Kaasi scoring underneath off the pass from Michael Mabulak.
And that's one thing you love about Mike Mabulak, his awareness on where his teammates are. A good find on Kaasi on the inside.
And no matter where he is in that high-low situation, always finds a way to make an impact as Marilao continues to be, in fact, impactful here at the start para sa Bacolod.
Already almost on his average, 7 points already for Danny Marilao.
Melencio off to Mabulak. Drops it off. Kaasi blocked up top. Vigil. It's a screen from Marilao. Tries to get it to Manalang underneath. That's a turnover for Bacolod.
Another turnover for Bacolod here in this ball game. That's already going to be turnover number 5 para dito sa Bacolod. While Pangasinan still taking care of that basketball. As far as the field goals para dito sa Pangasinan, only 30% to start the ball game.
2 newest signings of Pangasinan have checked into the game along with Hesed Gabo. That's Josh Fontanilla and Alan Mina. Gabo gets a screen from Mabulak. Gabo, mid-range jumper is good. Now that is something that he has definitely worked on throughout the years. Yan ang sigurado kung wala talaga siya dati.
Not really the comfort game during his high school and collegiate careers, but now in the MPBL, kompleto Ricatos na to, si Hesed Gabo.
And that's very interesting considering that he was such a great scorer in high school. But imagine he only did it from the outside and driving inside the paint. So imagine mo naman talaga yung pagod niya dati. Pero parang di naman kasi ito napapagod si Gabo.
Wala. You know, this guy, but you gotta give credit to Hesed for the way he takes care of his body.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Diba? Yung kanyang disiplina sa pag-aalaga. Oops, there's a little bit of a scuffle here. A little bit of physicality galing kay Marilao tsaka kay Alan Mina.
That's pretty surprising considering how Alan Mina is supposedly very used to physicality. Let's take a look at what happened. He drives on Nicolo Balde and then met there by the help defense. Quite a hard hack by Danny Marilao.
Didn't like the pull down coming from Danny Marilao, but Danny Marilao just wanting to make a statement. No easy shots against me.
So the two of them will be assessed technical fouls each for unsportsmanlike behavior after that entanglement as Alan Mina was trying to go for an attempt inside the paint.
That's going to hurt the offense of Bacolod because Marilao will be forced by the coaching staff to take a short break. But he has 7 of the 9 points of Bacolod and scoring 4 of those coming off fast breaks. So the energy of Marilao has been very crucial for Bacolod to really be close here in the ballgame.
Alan Mina, specialty of the house on the way. Welcome back to the MPBL, Mr. Mina.
And, you know, it's just so clean, that jump shot of Alan Mina. See how smooth and just a perfect timing coming from Alan off the screen.
Ubalde on the left side rejects the screen, puts it up, no good. Kasi skying for that rebound. Fontanilla leading the break here for Pangasinan. Mina, can he go back-to-back? Yes, sir. Alan Mina looking very sharp here in his comeback to the MPBL.
Off the dribble, off the catch, Alan Mina showing why he is a natural shooter para dito sa Pangasinan.
Former Terra Firma Jeep player, played for Letran in college. Alan Mina back here in the MPBL after he played for Pasig during the MPBL Invitational. Vigil against Alan Mina. Vigil goes for the baseline jumper. That's a tough look. Kasi back-to-back boards.
Credit Alan Mina for making that individual stop against Louis Vigil.
Gabo to extend the run. It's raining threes now here inside the Alonte Sports Arena.
3 straight for Pangasinan and all are wide open. Good offense coming from the Heat Waves.
And suddenly, it's a 13-point lead now for Pangasinan. Almost another turnover for Bacolod. They've been throwing that ball away a tad bit too often here in the first quarter.
What I like about the Heat Waves right here, because they have a deeper guard rotation, hindi nagtitipid yung kanilang mga guardia. So every time they're inside, they're stepping on the gas, they're running, they're trying to get that run and gun offense going. And so far, it's been working the side of the Heat Waves.
Esed Gabo right there on your screens, the leading scorer for Pangasinan this season. And they adjust the score. That last basket of Esed Gabo from the outside was just a two-pointer.
Medyo sumobra lang ng step, but it's still a basket para dito sa Pangasinan.
Vigil gets it to Marilao, who comes back in the game after a very short stint on the bench. Vigil has not been lucky from the outside this afternoon. Alan Mina will bring it across here for Pangasinan. Quick 6 points here in his MPBL debut this season. Gabo gets the handoff from JR Taganas. Shot clock reads 7. Gabo gives it up, gets it back. Gabo launches, fires, no good. No numbers here for Bacolod. Marilao will pull it back. No, he does it. He goes inside, puts it up. A little bit too strong. Gets the offensive rebound. Cedillo cuts middle, floats it up and in.
Good awareness by Alfred Cedillo. He saw that the middle had no man. Late help from Kaasi, wide open floater para kay Cedillo.
So far, the only Waterloo for Pangasinan here in the first quarter seems to be that middle part of the floor.
You know, already 8 points para dito sa Bacolod. All coming from the same side, so adjustment has to come from Coach Gerson.
Alan Mina, the pass and cut, gives it up to Fontanilla. Josh float. Oh, drop pass at the last moment. Almost a shot clock violation there, but they get it back. Fontanilla this time from the outside. Marilao couldn't tap it to a teammate. Bullet pass inside Fontanilla to Alan Mina. These two guys have been working well here in their debut for Pangasinan.
And it looks like those are really great additions para dito sa Pangasinan. They are complementing Esed Gabo very well here in the first quarter. And moving forward, the MPBL, this is going to be a very interesting trio para dito sa Pangasinan.
Michael Mabulag having a good start for Pangasinan in that first quarter. Louis Vigil able to score his first 2 points in his MPBL debut here. Also setting up Danny Marilao, who had 7 of the 11 points for Bacolod in that first quarter. And then the insertion of Alan Mina and Josh Fontanilla sparking a big run for Pangasinan to erect this huge lead after the end of the first quarter. 23-11, our end of the first quarter score, brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Take a look at this three-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Alan Mina with 2 3-point bombs here in his MPBL debut para sa Pangasinan Heat Waves, creating instant impact para sa koponan ni Coach Gerson Cabildes, trying to help them to a second straight victory here after that victory against Mindoro. Punta muna tayo kay Miss Sydney Crespo at courtside.
Season 4 champion coach Gerson Cabiltes says his new build with Comia, Fontanilla, and Mina is his attempt to create a group that can compete with the elites. And these elite teams always have deep and experienced bench. These 3 new faces could help his primary scores during games and keep their practices even more competitive. In their last 16 regular games, Coach Gerson said this is their last push to keep themselves alive. Jeff Comia, on the other hand, is excited to be playing under Coach Gerson, his former antagonist in the 2022 finals. He knows Coach Gerson is a strict mentor, but he's looking forward to have new learnings this season. Javi and Juanito?
Thank you so much, Sid. And that's always been what Coach Gerson has been used to here in his MPBL stint ever since coming back with Nueva Ecija. He was always used to having a really deep roster, but that wasn't the case with Pangasinan to start this year. Of course, he had to struggle and the losses kept piling up para sa kanila. But now, this roster, the new signings, currently looking to give them better promise here at this point of the season. Bacolod getting the stop here. Nicolo Balde is all alone, and that's going to be 2 points. Much needed basket for Bacolod. Gabo working against Ian Pardo. Pardo has seen spot minutes this season. It looks like Coach Alex Cabagnot trying to give him some early burn here in this game.
The defense by Bacolod to start the second quarter here, and then automatically they're trying to outrun itong Pangasinan.
Marilao has Balde on the right side. That pass anticipated by the defense of Alan Mina and J.R. Taganas. I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our colleague Gianna Lianes, who is watching with Josh P, Sofia, and Carly. Happy viewing to you guys. Live na live po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53, and the Pilipinas Live app. You can also check us out on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Louis Vigil getting the foul against the Pangasinan defense right there. He will troop to the line for 2 shots.
A chance for Louis Vigil to finally get his rhythm going para dito sa Bacolod. But I think there will be a challenge here. The yellow light is on early on in the second quarter.
Coach Gerson electing to use the first coach's challenge of the afternoon.
You know, I'm interested to know kung magkakaroon ng tally of coaches using the challenge. I think Gerson Cabiltes will be number 1. You know, pinakasulit ang challenge talaga kay Coach Gerson.
Malalaman natin ang verdict ng ating mga officials right after we take this break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the first please.
It's an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Gerson Cabiltes. So Louis Vigil will still be taking 2 shots. Tingnan ulit natin yung nangyari doon. Here he is posting up against Alan Mina, and then he goes up for that fadeaway jumper.
Oh, might be a case there.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Might be a case, unless the hit was before the fade. Is there a push?
In my opinion, that should have been a foul right before the shot.
Yes, so dapat if unsuccessful man yun, it's supposed to be down. Interesting, but the referees might know a thing or two. So we move forward.
Our referees for this ball game, crew chief Belnas, Seb Pingol, Karel Duay, and sub is referee Constantino, our officiating crew for this afternoon. 23-14. Pangasinan yet to score here in the second quarter. Taganas finds himself open underneath, just Marilao in front of him. He misses from up close.
But the second easy miss para dito kay JR Taganas from the same side. So the obvious frustrations on his face because those are usual buckets para dito kay Baby Shaq.
Danny Marilao also missing an easy bucket on the other side, readily apologizing to Coach Alex Cabagnot and Coach Chris Gavina. But you love the positive attitude that they're showing here in this game, telling them, buhawin na lang tayo sa next play.
Yes,
Let's play some defense.
It's a different energy coming from Bacolod. They seem to be more positive moving towards this game. A better flow and a better energy coming from Bacolod. But still, the better game right now is for Pangasinan.
Pardo gambles, that leaves a 4-on-5 for Pangasinan. And Hesed Gabo, you could expect him to know what to do in those kinds of situations, always taking advantage of those mismatches defensively.
That Hesed Gabo hesitation has been a specialty. He can pass, he can now pull up, and he can also drive anywhere he wants. And just so much beauty in the game of Hesed Gabo. And look at the averages, 12.6 points a game, 3.1 rebounds. Took a break for one season to play in the PBA, but now he is back playing his same old game for Pangasinan and Coach Gerson.
I think this also is kind of a redemption season para sa kanya. He feels like he has something to prove again.
Yes.
After we dubbed him as the best point guard in the MPBL. Pardo down low to Ubalde. The offensive rebound for Cedillo. Basket no good. Jeff Comia is in the game for the first time. Comia was traded to the Pangasinan Heatwaves para kay CJ Ganya and another big man, John Gabriel para sa Pangasinan. Gabo getting the basket inside after that Pinoy step. Brings us our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas. Balik na dito si Michael Mabulak and he gets the basket plus the foul. Eli Casinillo will check back into the game para kay Nicolo Balde. Oh, sorry, just 2 free throws here para kay Michael Mabulak. Missing on the first. There are his numbers this season. Decent averages para kay Michael Mabulak this year para sa Pangasinan. Only a 64.3% free throw shooter, but he's nearing his numbers already in this game. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists para kay Michael Mabulak. That's a dangerous pass when you go up against the press of Pangasinan. Almost a conversion there for the Heatwaves. Marilao, oh, swatted away by Alan Mina. Get it out of here.
He's watched that highlight. He knew what Danny was gonna do. And just thought, no, not against me, not today, Mr. Marilao. Let's watch that block again.
Ooh, you could tell Marilao had bad intentions, but Alan Mina says, I am not going to be part of any poster. Unfortunately, it's a foul against Alan Mina.
Could have been a highlight para dito kay Alan Mina.
But you know, we have to feature that, I think, numerous times still. That's such a great block. Some contact.
And given the option, I would put that in our top 10 next week.
Ayun na nga eh. Ang ganda sana talaga. You know, that's chase down block that we haven't seen of its any kind here in the league, at least for this season. Mina pulls back, tries to drive on pero Mingan. Tricky staying in front of him. Mina, difficult shot. That's short. Vigil pushing, sidestep. Oh, these two are good friends also, Hesed Gabo and Louis Vigil.
What you love about Vigil is that he doesn't rush anything. This guy is a guy that you thought was slow in college, but moving forward, ganun pala talaga. He reads the situations well, tries to go for the best option possible, and at the last second, those floaters and those slow sidesteps are actually the strength of Louis Vigil.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Louis Vigil, maybe our version of Kyle Anderson here in the MPBL, Mr. Slow-Mo.
A few guys with that type of game. You also have from Quezon City, itong si once played for Coach Boyet. Let me remember his name. Later on, I'll remember that name. Hesed Gabo really starting out strong here.
That's already 9 points in the game para kay Hesed Gabo. What's surprising to me is he hasn't dished out any assists yet sa laro na to. Really aggressively looking for his shots here.
and out of nowhere, I remember the name. Josh Animes.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, tama. Dos Animes. I was thinking Jonas Tibayan, but no. That doesn't really fit the bill. There's going to be one more free throw here para kay Hesid Gabo. Pangasinan has been able to maintain this 12-point lead this afternoon against Bacolod. There you see, 9 points, very efficient from the field. Nearly perfect at 4 out of 5. He's now in double figures.
First guy in double figures here in the ball game is Hesid Gabo. And he's doing it off the bench para dito sa Pangasinan. So it means that he has so much more energy to give eventually.
That's a new ploy for Coach Gerson Cabiltes, because Gabo has usually started all of the games of Pangasinan this season, but he's come off the bench the past couple of matches.
That seems to be working para dito sa Pangasinan. It's now Ian Milencio starting para dito sa Pangasinan.
He's back in the game. Forward to Jeff Comia. Mark Meneses steps on the sideline. A rare Pangasinan turnover. They only turn the ball over less than 10 times against the Mindoro Tamaraws.
And so far here, they're also protecting that basketball. It's only going to be the second turnover for the Heat Waves here in the first half.
To be exact, they only turned the ball over 8 times against the Tamaraws.
So far, they're also in pace to be taking care of that ball the same way.
Ubalde, quick screen there from Marilao. Up top, Tuele Casinillo. Shot clock winding down here for Bacolod. Ubalde gets it to Marilao. Sees that he's open. One hand shot, no good. Another offensive rebound for the City of Smiles. Pero Mingan gets the handoff. Casinillo to the left side. Ubalde for 3. Yes, sir.
And one of the reasons why he really had a good career in the 3x3 division because of that stretch shooting para dito kay Ubalde. Now he's showing it in here in the MPBL.
The only player left from that Ginebra 3x3 squad that is still with this Bacolod team, ito si Nicole Ubalde. After the exit of JJ Española and Ralph Salcedo, Ubalde scoring plus the basket, gets the foul. He will go to the line for another shot.
Maybe the 7th point para dito kay Nicole Ubalde. Now really able to run the floor, go to his spots, and get that basketball off his guards. 7 points para kay Nicole.
That's a quick 5 points para kay Nicole Ubalde, who was already above his average of 6.8 points per game.
Might be a little undersized on that wing position, but he gets 6.3 rebounds a ball game.
Defense has been improving here in the second. Marilao, the stretch and score.
He's enjoying this ball game once again. The same side, the same result para dito kay Danny Marilao.
It's just such a treat to watch. We expect it when he gets in the open floor. Talagang you just are on the edge of your seat, anticipating what he's about to do.
It's one thing that he's already explosive, but the way he handles his body up top, yun yung masarap panoorin dito kay Danny Marilao eh.
Poetry in motion indeed para dito kay Danny Marilao. Those big hands really helping them. Havillonar na bagong pasok sa laro na to para sa Pangasinan. Missing from the outside. Here comes Marilao again. Puts on the brakes this time. Casinillo will set this one up. Doesn't use the Manalang screen. Sets himself up for that 3. Ubalde, look at him sky for the rebound. That's 6.3 rebounds per game for Nicole Ubalde, skying over his defender there for the putback.
He might be only about 5'11" or 6 flat, but this guy can soar high and get those rebounds. 9 points para dito kay Ubalde.
That's 10 already, actually. He's in double figures now. Mabulak. Missing from the perimeter. Now it's just a 3-point lead for Pangasinan. Manalang to tie. It's a little bit too strong right there para kay J.M. Manalang. Melencio sees Havillonar ahead. Oh, that's an easy 2 points. He muffed that shot. Good thing they get another possession here. Mabulak, short jumper, rolls in for 2.
That's going to end a 10-0 run played by Bacolod the last 3 minutes of the ball game. So 10-2 run, still cutting the lead down to 5 para sa Bacolod.
Coach Alex Cabagnot will sue for time here, but his team definitely doing much better here in the second quarter. Magandang pamatay ng sunog ito para sa Pangasinan. That shot by Michael Mabulak silencing a 10-0 run for the Bacolod City of Smiles. We'll be back after this short break.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Bacolod head coach Alex Cabagnot and assistant coach Chris Gavina are starting to urge this win or go home mentality. And according to Coach Alex, it's winning their individual matchups, not necessarily in scoring, but by stops, effort in boxing out, and the intangibles, talking about the initiative and being proactive to do your role. Perfect example, Jancy Louis Vigil. As I mentioned in our pregame, the coaches are expecting to maximize his knowledge and experience in numerous ways. Now, Louis is happy to finally experience the competitive spirit of 5v5 again. It only practiced for about 2 to 3 days so far, and he says it's a new but familiar atmosphere. Javi and Juanito.
Thank you so much, Sid. And I'm sure that he's very excited as well to be back in the 5-on-5 game, as you mentioned, because he spent a really long time in the 3x3 circuit.
But it's very nice to see that Louis Vigil is now with a good coaching staff in a situation where he can really expose himself back. And so far, nakita natin, he's been getting a lot of the burn here. And right on cue, he shows the 3.
The last time Louis Vigil played 5-on-5 basketball was still with Ala Pilipinas in the ABL. And that was how many years ago? I think that was still in 2018, if I remember right. Mabulak, the drop pass to Javillonar. That's going to be 2 shots coming up para dito kay Jeff Javillonar.
Flow of the offense has not been the same para dito sa Pangasinan. Not a lot of options the last 3 minutes for them. And on the other side, a lot more confidence, better flow on the offense. And you see Louis Vigil stepping up there.
That's already 6 points in the game para kay Louis Vigil to go with 5 rebounds and a couple of assists. So doing a little bit of everything so far dito sa laro na to. Ito si Louis Vigil, a positive signing para sa Bacolod City of Smiles. And I love that Sydney mentioned in her report that Coach Alex Cabagnot and Coach Chris Gavina already trying to instill that win or go home attitude.
Well, it's Alex Cabagnot and Chris Gavina. These are certified winners here in Philippine basketball. So going to a team like Bacolod who are struggling here in the season, I'm sure that it's really just the mindset they want to change here. And Chris Gavina and Alex Cabagnot not taking any more time, and so far they are battling it out here in Pangasinan.
Now, I honestly expected that this was going to be an easy victory para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves, or at least that would seem the way at the start of the game, but they're really gutting it out here. A steal by Peromingan. Here comes Bacolod. Vigil, same move as his first basket, gets another 2 points with that very same move.
And so far, 8 points already para dito kay Vigil, but only 2 points para dito sa Pangasinan. The past few minutes, 4 points, the past 5 minutes, and a real struggle on the offense of the Heatwaves.
Actually, in this second quarter, yun palang nasa score nila eh. Melencio from the elbow, in and out. The struggles continue offensively here in the second period for the Heatwaves.
And I think this is the time that they probably need Hesed Gabo back in their offense.
Vigil from the outside, that could have been big. Manalang tracks it down, but that's going to be last touch on him as he tried to battle it out with Mark Meneses.
Coach Gerson forced to put back Ed Dakiwag here in the ballgame to add a little bit more offense. The struggles are obvious on the side of the Heatwaves. And on the other side, they're just taking it strong each and every time they get that basketball.
By the way, Mayor Art Celeste is in the game para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. The mayor of Alaminos City and the team owner of the Pangasinan Heatwaves making his MPBL debut this afternoon.
Welcome to the MPBL, Mayor Art.
A constant supporter behind the bench of Pangasinan. He's been here every game. Of course, Pangasinan, one of the newest franchise dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. He's playing the guard position here alongside Ian Melencio. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Pangasinan attacking the defense. Vigil from the corner. Cedillo tried to tap it inside. Kaasi almost throws it away. Celeste from the outside. That is good. Mayor Art Celeste for 3.
I got surprised. Well challenged. Off a fast break. But his confidence, his focus, and his determination to get that 3 up was just there. We have to get a replay of that. Look at that. Well challenged by Peromingan right in front of him. But that lefty was just a short 3 para dito kay Mayor Celeste.
Wow, what a shot there by Mayor Arth. And that is definitely a big basket to break the tie here para sa Pangasinan and Bacolod. The Heatwaves back up by 3 points. Timeout, Bacolod. Balik tayo dito sa Londe Sports Arena in Binyan. Of course, a few days, actually just a couple of days after a very historic first game day in Benguet Abra last Saturday, where the Weavers were successful in getting a victory in their very first home defense in franchise history against the Rizal Golden Coolers. But they did that in a very hard fashion after Rizal would not go away quickly. 23 seconds remaining here in the first half. Bacolod with the basketball. Marilao in that dunker spot. Marilao leaves it short. Cedillo the offensive rebound. One fake goes up. Lumabas lang yun para kay Alfred Cedillo. Could have been a 3-point play opportunity.
A little bit smaller on the inside para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. Gotta say Pangasinan because sometimes masasabi ko Phoenix Heatwaves.
Yun nga, pareho yung jersey.
Because of the design of the jersey. So, I gotta say it's Pangasinan. It's not Phoenix.
5.6 points per game this season para kay Alfred Cedillo. 62.5% free throw shooter. Cedillo goes 2 for 2. 37 to 36, 11.8 seconds. Some situational subs in here for Coach Alex Cabano. Ian Pardo and Nicolo Balde back in the game. Small ball defensively here for Bacolod. Elencio will help Pangasinan get the last shot of the half. They set up Celeste on the right corner. That's a tap out of bounds. Last touch on Cedillo. 3.6 seconds left. Now it's Coach Jerson Cabiltes' turn to burn a timeout. We'll take a short break. Magbabalik ang MPBL. Pangasinan Heatwaves currently holding a 1-point lead here against the Bacolod City of Smiles, 37 to 36. It's been a struggle for Pangasinan here in the second quarter, but Mayor Art Celeste coming in, knocking down a 3-pointer to break a 34-all tie. There's a steal by Casinillo off the Pangasinan timeout. He floats it up and draws a foul. Referees will have to check kung umabot yun sa oras.
I think that will be right in time to get 2 free throws. But not the best way to end the quarter right there. They were looking for Mayor Art. They could not get it. Sakto yung foul doon para sa Bacolod.
So with the way the replay panned out, it looks like it's going to be 2 shots para kay LA Casinillo. Referee Seb Bingol and crew chief Jojo Belna still checking, double checking, triple checking to make sure na umabot talaga sa oras yun.
But if there's going to be a foul, then there might be around 0.4 seconds remaining on the clock. So let's see what the call will be.
But what a turnaround here in the second quarter for Bacolod. 25-14, outscoring Pangasinan here in this period. So it will be a foul on Ralph Robin. That's going to be the first personal against the former EAC General. Casinillo, though, missing on the first. Scoreless so far here in this game. There will still be 0.3 seconds left on the game clock. Casinillo will be playing for University of Perpetual Help next season in the NCAA. Taganas to Mayor Celeste. It's just not enough time for a catch and shoot.
Story of two quarters here. A very strong start by Pangasinan to start the ball game. 23 points the first quarter, but in the second quarter, Bacolod just adjusting to the physicality and the pressure of Pangasinan, making a full comeback, 37-all, entering the second half.
We're back to square one here. This halftime score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. tale of two quarters, as Coach Juanito Gregorio mentioned in the first half. Pangasinan starting off strong with 23-11 first period, and then Bacolod came storming back in that second quarter with a 26-14 second period. Louis Vigil having an impressive debut here in his first stint here in the MPBL with Bacolod.
Well, you see here the numbers. Bacolod really gunning on that fast break. Usually the game of Pangasinan, but in the second quarter, led by Danny Marilao, led by Louis Vigil, everybody just began running para dito sa Bacolod. That's why they are scoring a very efficient 42%. They forced 6 turnovers after Pangasinan taking care of that basketball very well. Only 2 turnovers entering the first 14 minutes of the ball game, but finally forcing a lot more turnovers out of Pangasinan that last 4 minutes, making that run, making that comeback. Now we are going to be all entering the third quarter.
But what about those fast break points total? 17-8 in favor of Bacolod after Pangasinan scored a lot of fast break points, 15 against the Mindoro Tamaraos in their last game. They are down in that department this afternoon.
A very different kind of ball game para dito sa Pangasinan. Bacolod usually playing slow. Now trying to be quick, trying to run the offense of Coach Chris Gavina and Coach Alex Cabagnot, scoring 17 of that first half. Of course, led by these 3 guys, Marilao, Ubalde, and Louis Vigil.
Wow, look at that. 28 points in total for those 3 guys. And then you have Alfred Cedillo backing them up with 6 points. Bacolod definitely looking very different here this afternoon, trying to get their second victory of the season. On the other side, it's Hesed Gabo leading the way, the only guy in double figures with 10. Mabulak and Mina with 8. Ed Dakiwag has 4 points. Joshua Fontanilla has yet to make an impact this afternoon. 0 out of 3 for Pangasinan, playing under his former Nueva Ecija coach in Coach Jerson Cabildes.
Coach Jerson making an offensive adjustment here, putting Dakiwag, Gabo, and also Ralph Robin to start the third quarter to add a lot more scoring options para dito sa Pangasinan.
Ball away jumper. Louis Vigil is in double figures.
All he needed was just 1 quarter para matansya ang laro dito sa MPBL, and all of a sudden he is now one of the top scorers for Bacolod.
10 points, sharing scoring honors with Danny Marilao and Nicolo Balde. Robin free for 3, has yet to make a basket in this game. That's short as well. Mabulak wants to clear out against JM Manalang. Mabulak now triple teamed, gets the foul against Danny Marilao. Taking matters into his own hands there, Michael Mabulak. But take a look at this post move by Louis Vigil again against Ed Dakiwag. He has been relishing this matchup against his former teammate this afternoon.
I'm sure every day in practice, they've been going at each other before in UST. So tansyado na ni Louis Vigil kung paano dedepensa itong si Ed Dakiwag. And it's like reminiscing their college days here.
Bulak missing on his first free throw. 8.7 rebounds, 3 assists, but only 3 out of 6 from the free throw line.
Usually 65% free throw shooter itong si Mike Mabulak.
A patented press right here by Pangasinan, forcing a turnover against Bacolod. Hesed Gabo scoring off of that turnover. He's now up to 12 points.
Pero Mingan has been struggling against this press of Pangasinan. That's already the 4th turnover off that press para dito kay Perumingan.
Always quite difficult to receive that ball near the sideline when you're going up against the press as organized and as patented as Pangasinan has.
It's a quick double right away, so you have to be able to move everybody to have options on those passing lanes. And so far, after getting that ball, walang gumagalaw para sa Bacolod.
But here, Casinillo able to bring it safely across. A little pinch post action here for Danny Marilao, working the 2-man game with Louis Vigil. Marilao forces it up, and there's a foul. That's going to go against Vince Tolentino.
The 2-man game is really working on the side of Bacolod. There's going to be handoffs. There's going to be give and goes. And so far, if nothing works, the ball handler, that pinch post, has a scoring option. So very hard to defend para dito sa Bacolod.
At may isip mo, no, Anito, kung galing kang 3x3 na mahihirapan ka bumalik sa 5-on-5 just because of the running up and down. Pero pagdating sa half court,
Oh yes.
talagang master na talaga nila yan eh.
You see the movement of Louis Vigil on that cut, on that handoff. Ang bilis niya mag-isip, and that is the advantage he gets on how quick the half-court setup is in the 3x3 game.
We're tied at 40 all. Gabo from downtown, that's way off. Vigil looking up. Siya na magbababa dito. Manalang sets a weird angle on the screen. Casinillo launches. No good. Rebound tricky pero Mingan stretching and scoring.
Perfect timing para dito kay Tricky Peromingan. Good putback to put them up by 2. Finally, Bacolod is now the lead.
That's their first taste of the driver's seat in this game. Mabulak. He's really being very aggressive here against Jay Manalang. He feels like he has the advantage.
There's no natural center para dito sa Bacolod. So Manalang probably before in his career playing the 4 position, not much of the 5. So it's really going to be an adjustment if you're going up against tough guys who are very experienced in Mike Mabulak.
First free throw is good para kay Michael Mabulak. Bacolod being called for a warning there for improper bench decorum. Mabulak was good for 6 points against the Mindoro Tamaraos. Played over 16 minutes in that game. That's another steal for Pangasinan. Gabo leaves it for Robin. Hindi pa rin makabutas dito si Ralph Robin.
After the player of the game honor that last game, he has not made a basket here in this ball game.
It has been a problem for Bacolod to cross the half line against this Pangasinan defense in the second half, but every time they do,
Yes.
they're able to score. The Kiwag, that's off to the right.
Baliktad naman para dito sa Pangasinan. They have not been able to really execute their offense. And now Bacolod, the biggest lead of the ball game with 4.
Pero Mingan making that tough shot against Vince Tolentino. That was well defended. Mabulak taking that short-range jumper and missing. Pero Mingan leaves it for Vigil. Louis for 3. Good line, just short, but the trail job by J.M. Manalang earning him the offensive rebound and the stick back.
And that's 6 offensive rebound points para dito sa Bacolod. They are staying aware. They are staying active on that offensive rebound. And they've been getting a lot of second chance opportunities.
Without the natural center, they now lead the rebounding department 27-25.
Might be a good time to check on the services of J.R. Taganas to get some more rebounds.
Pero Mingan will pick up his second foul. That's number 3 on Bacolod here in the third quarter. Robin off the elevator screens. Wala pa rin. Marilao going through the middle, having trouble with the basketball. Tried to get it to J.M. Manalang.
The defense coming from Tolentino.
The lob, the Kiwag gets the 2 points.
That is how athletic Ed Dakiwag is. That was already not the best of passes coming from Hesed Gabo, but Dakiwag just finding a way, adjusting, getting that alley-oop.
Casinillo doubled in the deep corner, gives it to Vince Tolentino.
2 steals para kay Vince.
Robin gets it to Mabulak, slows it down, quick spin. Nawala sa kanya ang bola, that's a clean swipe. Here comes Marilao. 4-on-1, Vigil, the fake, short. Oh, he had Pero Mingan on the right side. In fact, a couple of more guys to pass to on that 4-on-1 situation. The Kiwag gets the sidestep and score.
Taste of his own medicine. Ed the Kiwag making a Louis Vigil-like sidestep move. Slow but sure, cutting the lead to 2.
5 minutes and 36 remaining here in the third quarter. It's been a battle of attrition between these two squads here in the third period. Tingnan muna natin ang ating fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. In the first quarter, we had Louis Vigil on the slow break. Now it's Ed Dakiwag making a similar move to the basket. 48-46 is the count. Up next for the Pangasinan Heat Waves, they have Quezon City on June 22. That's already this Saturday happening at the Calasiao Sports Complex, and then they will be going up against Muntinlupa on June 28 and against the North Division rival, the defending champions of Pampanga Giant Lanterns on July 4 at the Brenzigiao Convention Center.
Not the easiest of games para dito sa Pangasinan.
Cross-court pass. Thrown out of bounds there by Danny Marilao. That's not what you want coming out of a timeout.
No, the press is really working the side of Pangasinan. It's actually their half-court defense that's been having problems. So whenever they force a turnover, they have to be able to execute and get baskets here in their half-court sets.
Pangasinan with a chance to tie or take the lead. Dakiwa goes for the lead. Overshoots the mark on that three-point shot. Nicolo Balde has been working very hard on the glass this afternoon.
Pangasinan now 0 out of 5 from three-pointer here in the third quarter. But those are all good shots. Those are 3 open shots for Robin. That's 1 open shot para kay Ed Dakiwag. There was also 1 open shot for Hesed, but they couldn't get that ball inside the ring.
Vigil gets it to Pardo. Not much movement happening here. Vigil starts it. Gets it to Manalang, who cuts. Forces it up with the left hand. That's no good. Unang pasok sa laro na to para kay Jabs Bautista. Kaasi fumbles the pass.
Too long on the bounce pass para dito kay Ed Dakiwag. Not the best of angles. Good intention, bad execution coming from Ed.
Manalang gets it to Marilao. Had that like a hot potato there. Marilao shovels a pass. JM Manalang di siya pinahiya doon.
You gotta love how JM Manalang moves without that basketball. Always gets a good spot.
Crafty move there inside the paint para kay Ed Dakiwag.
Quicker basketball we're having from both teams. Less than 10 seconds and both teams are scoring.
Ubalde leaves it. Manalang again inside. 2 more points para kay JM Manalang.
And once again, without that basketball, he continues to move, goes to his wide open spot, and gets easy twos. And that is what you love about your bigs who can move without the ball.
All 4 points of JM Manalang coming here in the third quarter. Gabo matched up against Ian Pardo. Gets a screen from Kaasi. Gabo loses it. Has Ubalde ahead. 2-on-1 here for Bacolod. Ubalde will go all the way. He's fouled by Jabs Bautista.
No easy shots coming from Jabs Bautista. No extra motions. Just a strong, hard basketball foul coming from Jabs.
Tingnan natin at play of the game brought to you by Muenas. Danny Marilao going up against JR Kaasi, and then seeing JM Manalang cut through that middle. Kind of a reversal of roles there for JM Manalang and Danny Marilao, but it's 2 points nonetheless for Bacolod.
Textbook dribble drive offense on that last play para dito sa Bacolod. One guy drives, one guy moves. Without that basketball, Manalang getting 4 straight points for Bacolod.
There you see Coach Alex Cabagnot. He's actually listed as a playing head coach para dito sa Bacolod, but he has not yet seen action this season. Take a look at that last play again. Nicolo Balde going hard against Jabs Bautista. Could have left it for Louis Vigil for an easier shot.
He just had his eyes all set on that finish, but he will be missing that first free throw. Itong si Ubalde.
At 10 points in the first half. 0 out of 2 para kay Nicolo Balde. Pumasok na ulit sa laro. Itong si Josh Fontanilla. Last year played for Nueva Ecija. Dakiwag sees Taganas on the lift. Barely grazing iron on that 3.
0 out of 6 for them from 3 here in the third quarter. Still a struggle from the outside.
Pero Mingan is open at the corner. He's asking for it. Attacks the closeout. Pero Mingan steps on the brakes. Manalang to the opposite corner. That's Ian Pardo. Pero Mingan gets the offensive rebound against 3 blue shirts. Pardo. Bacolod really moving that ball well side to side, but they give it up. Dakiwag to Jabs Bautista.
Good defense by Tricky Peromingan. They're stopping the fast break opportunity.
That's what he's been known for, especially in his collegiate career at Adamson. Peromingan always tasked to guard the top offensive players of the opposite squads.
Might be only 5'8", but his physicality, his strength is enough to stop even bigger guys. And they're going to be forced to go for a half-court set.
Bautista from the outside, that rims out. Ubalde with another rebound. Muntik na mawala.
No need for them to rush here.
They're up by 4. Pardo from the corner.
Those are good shot attempts para dito kay Ian Pardo. Those are open from the corner.
Bautista now. Doesn't take the shot, that's a travel.
Oh, that's a travel. The execution is not that smooth so far para dito sa Heat Waves. They're trying to adjust. Probably the addition of new players who's only been training for just 2 weeks. Hindi pa sila sanay, hindi pa sila komportable. That's why they're not really used to where the players are going to be on those half-court setups. And so far, it's been an offensive struggle para dito sa Heat Waves.
At kaya rin naman talaga mahirap na makakuha agad ng chemistry itong Pangasinan because aminado rin naman si Coach Gerson.
Yes.
Mahirap rin talaga matutunan yung sistema niya.
Yeah, and in a system where everything is just, it has to be on point. It's so hard to quickly adjust to this kind of system.
Fontanilla in the open floor. Bautista short again. Melencio gets another possession here for Pangasinan. Melencio, siya na rin ang tumira, and he gets the 2 points.
Finally, a basket after missing their last 5 shot attempts. Itong Pangasinan finally getting one.
Pardo calls horns. Pero Mingan on the right side. Cedillo playing the 4 spot now para kay Coach Alex Cabagnot. Pero Mingan to Ubalde. 3 on the shot clock. Somebody's got to take it. Difficult shot right there. That's a miss on. Kulang doon ng dribble si Ian Melencio, and it goes to Bacolod. Ubalde floats it up short. Melencio now will push the other side. Melencio stops on the breaks. Fadeaway jumper. Wala. That's a push from behind. Galing kay Nicolo Ubalde.
And both teams are rushing on their offenses. Really excited on every opportunity. Both teams has to breathe and be able to execute better on their setups.
Aside from that, is there any difference with the way the teams ran their game in the first half?
No, both teams are trying to run. Both teams are trying to run. They're trying to up the speed, trying to outrun each other, but every time someone makes a mistake, sinusubukan din ng isa, tapatan.
That free throw was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 5 points per game para kay Japs Bautista. Has been playing under Coach Gerson for quite some time. Except for the past couple of seasons where he played for Zamboanga. He was with Coach Gerson in Basilan during the early years of the MPBL. Pero Mingan goes up against Bautista, short on the finger roll. 52 all, Fontanilla to the corner. Melencio, step to the side, 3, short. Now it's Bacolod running. Casinillo in the middle. Ubalde, catch, set, fire, no good. Under 40 seconds to play, the lob inside to Bautista. Bautista waits for Melencio. Melencio with Pero Mingan in front of him. Wala pa rin.
And those are good shot attempts, just could not get it because of good defense as well para dito sa Bacolod.
About a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. It seems that Bacolod will try and take the last shot of this quarter.
3 seconds will be left on the shot clock para sa kanila dito.
Pero Mingan gets it to Marilao. 3 seconds left. Oh, Cedillo could not handle the pass, and that's going to be a violation against Bacolod.
One opportunity for Pangasinan to go into the 4th quarter with the lead with one good execution. And they'll be utilizing a shooter here in Robin.
Fontanilla, Melencio, Taganas, and Jer Kaasi joining Ralph Robin here.
3 small guard rotation here.
That's a foul to give. No. Bacolod already in the penalty.
But that's not a good foul on Alfred Cedillo. Obvious on the bench is Coach Chris Gavina and Coach Alex Cabagnot not happy with that decision on the foul there.
Fontanilla has yet to score here in his Pangasinan debut.
He's been with Coach Gerson, so he already knows the system. It's probably a little bit more adjustment on the teammates he has here. It's not the same lineup they had in Nueva Ecija.
First points as a Pangasinan Heatwave para kay Josh Fontanilla. Casinillo throws it up. And that marks the end of quarter number 3 here between the Bacolod City of Smiles and the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Just a slim 1-point lead for Pangasinan heading into our 4th quarter. Quick pace being played by both squads here in that third period.
Both teams really trying to run in that last quarter. They have not been getting a lot of points because both teams has also been trying to recover. But so far, who has more energy, who plays better defense, that is the team that will be going home with the victory today. A well-fought ball game from Pangasinan and also Bacolod.
A lot of guys scoring in that quarter between the two squads. 53-52 is our score. This is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the Muscular and Sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Live na live po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna. First game of our Monday triple header. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Juanito Gregorio and Ms. Sydney Crespo as we take a look at our quarter scoring. Meanwhile, on the floor, it's Chaps Bautista scoring for Pangasinan.
On the usual scorer para dito sa Heatwaves, but he knows that his veteran presence has to step up here in the 4th quarter. Look at that drive by Chaps Bautista. Maximizing on the space given to him, getting that foul, getting that bucket, and now getting that free throw.
3-point play completed para kay Chaps Bautista, former STI Olympian. Let's now turn you over to Ms. Sydney Crespo.
Javi and Juanito, alam ko nagustuhan nyo ang 3 points ni Mayor Art Celeste kanina at nagbabalik nga siya for his 2nd straight game dahil holiday daw today. Kwento ni Mayor Art na grabe yung kaba niya because of the big Pangasinan crowd. It's his first time to be part of a real system at maglaro for a very experienced coach after playing basketball games sa Pangasinan. Now, before entering the second half, Coach Gerson had 2 concerns. Ang kanilang transition defense at rebounds. He said their defense looked good in the first quarter until the Bacolod big guys started to run. Kaya pagpasok ng 3rd quarter, he specifically instructed his guys na itaas ang kanilang intensity sa depensa. Sa tingin nyo ngayon, Javi and Juanito?
Oh, yes.
Well, right now, that's definitely been what's happening. And I think Coach Gerson has been having a hard time trying to match the quickness of this Bacolod bigs.
You know, we're talking about Manalang not being a natural big man. So he struggled early on in the first half in terms of playing defense against Mike Mabulak. But one advantage he has is that he can move without that ball. He can run with them. So when Vigil, Marilao, and Manalang is running, now that's going to be the problem of the bigs of Pangasinan.
Currently, though, the Heatwaves doing a good job here at the start of our 4th quarter. Outscoring itong Bacolod, leaving them actually scoreless still here in this period.
I like this adjustment as well from Coach Gerson. Now they'll be going small ball. They'll be putting Vince Tolentino at the 5 to match the speed nitong Bacolod.
Oh, but what a block there by Fontanilla. Access denied on Nicolo Balde. Marilao facing up, not backing down against Jer Kaasi. Marilao, the hoop and the harm.
Good to see Danny Marilao now back to his aggressive ways. He was the one scoring the most in the first half. 10 points in the first half. Danny Marilao only 1 in the 3rd, but now he's going back to his aggressive ways here to start the 4th quarter.
Kaasi caught on an island there against Danny Marilao. Marilao usually does good when he's that close to the basket with just single coverage, using his athleticism and his upper body strength. Unable to complete the 3-point play. Those were the first points of Bacolod here in the 4th quarter. Josh Fontanilla hanging and scoring.
That was a hard shot. Well challenged, putting it down, putting it back up is Josh Fontanilla.
61-54. Just a minute gone by here in the final period. Vigil throws it away. Bautista almost lost it to a backcourt violation. Fontanilla is asking for it. Fontanilla goes inside. It scores again.
And back-to-back high-flying tricks para dito kay Josh Fontanilla, showing his youth, his athleticism, and his energy here in the fourth quarter.
A bona fide scorer in college, playing for St. Clair, and then a one-and-done player for UST in the UAAP. Fontanilla trying to bring his scoring ways back here to the MPBL. Ian Melencio, that is another big-time scorer para kay Coach Jerson Cabiltes.
And looks like the Fontanilla-Melencio tandem will be proving the difference here to start the fourth quarter. Watch that, through three, no problem. Ian Melencio showcasing his full talent here in the fourth.
Only the second bucket of the game para kay Ian Melencio, but the good thing for Pangasinan is they are up by 11 here. 8:20 left. San Juan Knights preparing for their matchup later on against the Muntinlupa Cagers. Time to bounce back from that only loss that they've had this season to the Rizal Golden Coolers, a triple overtime thriller. Here in this game, in this fourth quarter in particular, Josh Fontanilla coming to life.
Look at those hangtans, look at those tricks, look at that talent bag para dito kay Josh Fontanilla.
Score is 65-54. Wala pang 2 minuto. Nakakalipas dito sa ating huling yugto. Ubalde gets it to Vigil. Had an impressive first half here for Bacolod in his MPBL debut.
Now the struggle on the offense is now on the side of Bacolod. Now they could not get any bucket to start the fourth here.
That's a stop for the white shirts, but they turn the ball over right away.
Good hands played
Fontanilla again gets it to Tolentino, running on the left side and scoring.
Josh Fontanilla, what energy he is bringing here in the fourth, both in terms of scoring and now making plays for his teammates.
Vigil sidestep, puts it up, wala, Manalang keeping possession here. He taps it to Nicolo Balde. Pero Mingan takes the three, couldn't make it. And the misses piling up for Bacolod here in the fourth quarter.
Bacolod only 2 points here in the fourth quarter, in the first 3 minutes. You know, Javi, we were talking about Josh Fontanilla to start this second half. He was struggling in terms of his scoring. He was adjusting. But here in the fourth, a little adjustment, a little more confidence, and he is playing the game of his career here in the MPBL.
Oh, Bautista running on the break. That's vintage Chaps Bautista. Pabihira mo na lang makita yan galing kay Japs.
He's only averaging 5 points a ball game, but Japs now with 10, doubling his averages here in the MPBL.
A renaissance game para kay Japs Bautista here. Vigil forcing the issue against the smaller Josh Fontanilla. 2 former Growling Tigers going at it there. Josh Fontanilla asking for a sub now. He deserves a rest on the bench. Our play of the game features him, as it's brought to you by Buenas. This time dishing to Vince Tolentino.
Almost losing that ball off his hands, but just adjusting at that last second to get that left hand pass to Vince Tolentino. Quality minutes given by Vince here.
After just a 1-point lead for Pangasinan coming into the fourth quarter, this has ballooned to 14 points. Well, 13 after that free throw make by Louis Vigil. Sorry, it's now a 16-point lead.
Only the third point para dito sa Bacolod here in the fourth quarter. How aggressive they were in the third quarter. Totally the opposite here in the fourth. Not much execution, not much options on the offense of Bacolod.
Jamel Ramos coming in for the first time here para sa Bacolod. Started a number of games upon his entry into the league. Ito si Jamel Ramos. Not only coming in here at the fourth quarter.
Coach Chris and Coach Alex trying to look for that spark plug, and Jamel just might be that guy here in the fourth. We know this team can score in an instant, so let's see if he will be that guy.
Mabulak is number 4 in terms of defensive rebounds. 6.1 in that department. Of course, it's still our reigning MVP, Balti Baltazar, leading that department sa liga natin.
Every season we add more talents in terms of the bigs we have here. But still, Mike Mabulak is still one of the best rebounders we have here in the MPBL.
Might not be able to amass a lot of double-doubles compared to his early years here in the league, but still a constant contributor para kay Coach Jerson Cabiltes. Ramos putting the skates on Jeff Comia. Couldn't score though from the outside.
Not the best option para dito kay Jamel Ramos. Well defended up top by Jeff Comia. And that's scary para dito sa Pangasinan. You have Fontanilla scoring, you have Ian Melencio, and now you add Jeff Comia to that mix. A lot of talents para dito sa Pangasinan.
That's our lucky fans of the game, brought to you by Buenas. Ang mga chikiting nandito sa Alonte Sports Arena. It is a holiday after all, so if you guys are around the area,
head on over.
Mabulak gets a good dish inside from Esid Gabo.
He might be right-handed, but this guy is very comfortable on that left side. You give him enough space, that's an easy 2 para dito kay Mike Mabulak on the left.
Dipsy do for Ramos. Won't go in. Jeff Comia coming on over from the Negros Muscovados. Traded for CJ Ganya and John Gabriel.
What a fourth quarter here. 23-4 in the first 5 minutes of the fourth. Everything just going on the side of the Heatwaves.
That's a defensive showcase we're used to coming from a Jersey Cabiltes coached squad. Gabo continuing to push the pace. Takiwag says, let's use some of that game clock. Past the halfway point of this fourth quarter, Alan Mina had an impressive start to the game. Gets it down low to his fellow new acquisition in Jeff Comia.
Jeff Comia is loving that matchup against Jamel Ramos, either on the offensive or the defensive end. He's forced 2 stops, and on the other end, he sees his height advantage. Goes post, goes down low. Quick spin, quick bucket para dito kay Jeff Comia. And just like that, 22-point lead para dito sa Heatwaves.
The first bucket of Jeff Comia in a Pangasinan Heatwaves uniform. 56-78 is the score. Esid Gabo is number 4 among our assist leaders. 6.3 assists per game for Pangasinan's lead floor general in Esid Gabo. Tied actually with Daryl Manligas in that department. Lorenzo Navarro and Paulo Hubalde plus Andre Armenion. The 3 leaders there above Esid Gabo. It's 25-4 here in the fourth quarter. Big advantage scoring-wise for Pangasinan. Vigil drives past Ed Dakiwag, gets the bounce on the shot. That deceleration on the 2-step for Louis Vigil has been more often than not successful in this game.
He's been getting a lot of points off there, but it's still not the best of shot attempts by Louis Vigil in terms of the system. So it's still going to be an adjustment towards this latter part of this season by Louis Vigil as he tries to get his game into this Bacolod system.
Comia now a little bit more aggressive in looking for his shots. He's been given extended playing time here in the fourth quarter with the luxury of the lead by Pangasinan. Now you see Louis Vigil, who is playing his first MPBL game this afternoon. Bacolod is 10 out of 20 from the free throw line, while Pangasinan 19 out of 24 now. Under 4 minutes to play in the game. Vigil from the outside gets the three-pointer against Ed Dakiwag.
And we'll be having a very exciting season para dito kay Louis Vigil. This is his first game in the MPBL. Watch that fake handoff. Going for the three. It's going to be a 17th point para dito kay Louis Vigil. On the side of Pangasinan, Mayor Art is coming back already with 3 points in the ballgame.
Actually, Mayor Art already played pala this season para
Yes.
sa Marikina. Also scoring a three-pointer in that match.
No, he's a lefty, so you actually see the shooting prowess of Mayor Art. So, kailangan maingat din dito ang Bacolod because he is really a threat here.
Alan Mina, after the screen on the other side, lifts to the middle but could not score. Mina has not yet made an outside shot since those two early threes
Back to back in the
in
second
the first quarter.
And in
Second
the
quarter ba yun?
I think it's the first, yeah. You're right.
First
in the first
quarter, yeah. Ramos goes in, loses it. Gabo looking inside. Comia fumbles it a little bit. I'm going to set this one up.
And they'll be looking to create for Mayor Art here.
Celeste from the top. It's short but too strong.
It's really a straight shot. He really has that threat from three.
Vigil just really trying to take matters into his own hands right now. But you could tell that he is enjoying getting back the role of a primary scorer on this team. It's been a while since he's been the primary scorer of a squad.
3x3 is really different. Everybody gets a chance to score. The ball is moving very quick. Not a lot of one-on-ones. But this guy, one-on-one-wise, for UST before, that was his main threat because of how well he reads situations. And here, nakikita na naman natin ang talento na meron si Louis Vigil.
Coming out of JRU in high school where he was a bona fide threat offensively, it was really tough to stop back then.
With that height, that size, and just the way he plays the game, talagang pure talent ito si Louis Vigil.
Gabo working the two-man game with Mike Mabulak. Draws Manalang on the switch. Alan Mina tried to go to the left side, had that ball poked from behind. Here comes Louis Vigil. Vigil loses it a bit, still gets inside, misses. Muffed opportunity right there para kay Louis Vigil. He has 18 points in this game. And suddenly, he's now the leading scorer of Bacolod after Marilao was the one on top of that ladder in the first half. Celeste falls down. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. Pangasinan will want to draw this up with 2 minutes and 14 remaining sa laro na to. Up next for Coach Alex Cabagnot and the Bacolod City of Smiles. Quite a tough schedule for three Northern Division squads here, and these are heavyweights in the north. San Juan, Valenzuela, and Pasay. Boy, what a schedule ahead for Bacolod.
Crossing their divisions, 3 games against the North. Oh, what a play off the timeout para dito sa Pangasinan. Executed to perfection right there.
Jeff Comia dishing to Mike Mabulak. Louis Vigil will continue to attempt and make that basket from the outside. We now enter the final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Jeff Comia trying to burn as much clock from that game clock as possible. H. Partosa is in the game for the first time for Bacolod. Gets the rebound but loses it eventually to Hesed Gabo. Gabo fakes, gets it to Mabulak. Short on the reverse. Louis Vigil gets up for 2 points. Now 21 points in the game para kay Louis Vigil. A near double-double for him. He has 9 rebounds as well, plus 3 assists.
A good start here in his MPBL career. Itong si Louis Vigil going back to his usual 20 scoring pieces.
Upo na dito si Hesed Gabo. 1 minute and 20 remaining in the game. And Coach Jerset Cabildes will let his new recruits play this one out together with J.R. Kaasi and Mayor Art Celeste. Comia, that familiar in-out and the cross. Fontanella, the offensive rebound. Celeste from the outside. Again, good line, just too strong.
Another opportunity for them to get Mayor Celeste going here.
Celeste goes back door. He has the basketball. Gives it up to Alan Mina. Mina drives middle. Gets H. Partosa. 4 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. No good.
That's going to be a pull on Manalang.
That's 5 fouls already for JM Manalang. That's it for him. Gallant stand for him against the bigs of the Pangasinan Heat Waves, but sometimes just really too much when you go up against a really very experienced front line like Pangasinan has.
The third quarter was really a quarter where he really stood his ground against Mike Mabulak, J.R. Taganas, and all the bigs of Pangasinan. But as you said, Javi, just too much here in the fourth quarter para dito kay Manalang. Still 13 days in our free agency, so probably a good time para kay Bacolod to actually look for one more big to help out itong si Louis Vigil.
Yeah, you know, hopefully a legit 5 guy, an enforcer who can actually protect the paint para sa kanila, play physical against the opposing team's bigs.
You see the guards and the wings of Bacolod, they're really forming into each other. You see Louis Vigil now adding up onto there. Ian Parado is now getting a lot more minutes. Pero Mingan is playing terrific defense, so it's just a matter of getting one more piece for them to be able to get more wins.
And you look at these guards and wing players for Bacolod, they play both sides of the ball.
Yes.
That's what's good about them. It's really lacking in the front line department. Itong Bacolod City of Smiles.
Even forced to play Louis Vigil at the 4 a lot of times, who usually plays that 3 position.
Art Celeste on the line. 2.1 seconds remaining in the game. Second free throw is good para kay Mayor Art Celeste.
Career high 4 points para kay Mayor Art here.
At may foul pa yata na itinawag doon sa tira ni Nicolo Balde. At Pangasinan winning their second straight game here after that victory against Mindoro. Good way to get things going for them at this point of the season. That loss against Rizal really broke their hearts. Jerry Pingoy scoring that game winner against them. And Nicolo Balde, he did have a good game para sa Bacolod in that first half, but just fizzled out in the last 2 quarters.
Try to help out itong si Louis Vigil in terms of scoring. 12 points for Nicolo Balde alongside 5 rebounds. Louis Vigil para sa Bacolod trying to do everything. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists on his first game here para sa Bacolod. So a gallant stand coming from Louis Vigil, but in the end of the game, it was Josh Fontanilla, well deserving of his Player of the Game honors, stepping up big time in the fourth quarter, was the leader of the pack, eventually getting that run para dito sa Pangasinan and eventually getting this big win, 84-70 para sa Heatwaves.
Only leading by 1 entering the fourth quarter, but Josh Fontanilla's play in the final period really pushed them to this victory. Pangasinan winning by 14, 84-70. Our final score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. We also have to give credit to Michael Mabulak, who had a great game today. 18 points to lead the Pangasinan Heatwaves in scoring, but eventually we did really have to pick Josh Fontanilla for a player of the game. He is at courtside with Miss Sydney Crespo.
Yes, Javi, kasama ko nga ang ating best player mula sa Pangasinan Heatwaves, Joshua Fontanilla with 7 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Nabanggit nyo nga, isa siyang instrumento sa kanilang fourth quarter run. Joshua, congratulations on your first game with the Pangasinan Heatwaves. You immediately earned your best player award. Ano masasabi mo sa unang panalo mo kasama ang Pangasinan?
Una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord God. Ginabayan niya kami sa game na to. And pangalawa, syempre yung preparation namin, hindi lang dito nagtatapos. Kumbaga, start pa lang to para sa amin na making moves si Coach sa mga darating pang games. Kaya pinag-aandaan namin lahat. Kaya nagsimula kami ngayon at napakita naman namin na maayos.
Josh, balikan natin ang laro. No? Sinubukan ng Bacolod to make this a close game in second and third quarter. Successful sila. Pero pagpasok ng fourth quarter, lumayo na kayo and you helped that run. Paano ninyo ginawa yun?
Para sa amin, wala eh. Kailangan namin ipakita yung dapat na gawin namin sa court para matuwa yung coach namin kasi matagal namin siyang pinagandaan and ayun, ginawa namin yung kung ano yung sinasabi ni coach na game plan para may adjust namin yung bandang second half.
Josh, sinong gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Unang-una nagpapasalamat po ako sa mayor namin na si Boss Brian Art Celeste, si Dar Secretary Conrad Estrella, Pangasinan Governor Momon Guico III, Congressman Arthur Celeste, Abono Party List Representative Esquimo Estrella, former Bayambang Mayor Cesar Quiambao, Alamino City Mayor Art Brian Celeste, Team Manager FJ Dilin. And yung family ko dyan sa Villanova, sa Ilocos, and yung girlfriend ko, yun.
Congratulations, Joshua Fontanilla, our Buenas Best Player of the Game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sid. Congratulations to Pangasinan for winning their second straight game. Up next, we have the San Juan Knights going up against Team Muntinlupa. Thank you so much for joining us for our first game of our Monday triple header here at the Alonte Sports Arena. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.